Hello there, my name is Austin Inyang, welcoming you to your most dynamic transportation program on television. On the Autoglobe Total Transport program, we highlight current events, explore topical issues, and showcase emerging trends in the multifaceted world of transportation. On Thursday, the 23rd of May 2024, one of Nigeria's leading transportation publications, Ttansport Day, organized its 10th annual Transport Lecture at the Radisson Blu Hotel in GRA Ikeja, Lagos. The event was graced by leading players in the nation's transportation sector and senior officials representing 4 key transportation organizations in Nigeria, namely the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, the Nigerian Institute of Transportation Technology, NITT, the National Automotive Design and Development Council, NADDC, as well as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA. In his remarks of welcome, the editor-in-chief and publisher of Ttansport Day, Mr. Frank Kintum, described the event as an avenue for stakeholders to rub minds on the issues affecting the nation's transportation subsector, and to find new ways as well as innovative methods of advancing safety through the upgrade of infrastructure and facilities, and especially through an improvement in the nation's regulatory and policy framework. Lamenting the absence or inadequacy of a transportation policy, he called on the federal government to remedy this deficiency as a matter of urgency.
I welcome you once again to this 10th edition of the Nigerian Transport Lecture. Why it was put together is simple: to provide an avenue annually where stakeholders in the transport industry will come together and rub minds and discuss on issues, contemporary issues that affect the industry. In the past, we've discussed issues like infrastructure, facilities, government regulation, but this year we decided that let's do safety. Safety affects all of us. Without safety, nothing works. One cardinal element in transportation movement is safety. If safety is not there, then everything comes to ground zero. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, in the aviation sector, we have an aviation policy. In the maritime sector, we have the maritime policy. In the road, as I speak, the Federal Ministry of Transportation is still battling to come up with a road transportation policy. And we all know that in Nigeria, about 90% of the movement of goods and persons goes by road. And we have not been able also to harmonize all the transportation policies. The different modes of transportation, the air, the maritime, the road, the rail, and even the pipeline. Government has not been able to come up with a harmonized document to ensure that, since we're talking about multimodal transportation, intermodal transportation, then there should be a harmonized document that shows that, okay, on safety, safety policies in transportation, there's one document that experts and stakeholders in the industry can refer to. So before I end my welcome address, I'd like to urge the federal government, even though the Federal Ministry of Transportation is not represented, but I know that at the end of this lecture, as we normally do, we're going to come up with a position paper that we're going to send out to all the relevant ministries and the National Assembly to ensure that we have a harmonized Nigerian transportation policy.
Welcoming guests to Lagos, the Center of Excellence, on behalf of the Lagos State Commissioner for Transportation, Mr. Oluwaseun Ochiemi, the Director of the Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Service, Engineer Aki George Fashola, enumerated the various ways in which the state government is surmounting the peculiar challenges of transportation in the metropolis and its environs through better use of technology, greater investment, automated enforcement of rules, data-driven decision-making, and leadership by example.
The theme, transportation safety in Nigeria, the way forward, is both timely and essential as we navigate the complexities of ensuring the safety of our transport systems in Nigeria. Transportation is the backbone of our economy, and and a vital part of our daily lives. It connects people, facilitates trade, and contributes significantly to the nation's growth. However, the safety of our transportation systems remains a significant concern, impacting the lives and livelihoods of millions of Nigerians every day. So if we look at the current state of transportation safety in Nigeria, as we all know, we face numerous challenges. Road traffic accidents are a leading cause of injury and death, with thousands of lives lost each year. Our waterways, railways, and air travel also have their share of safety concerns, from infrastructure deficiencies to operational inefficiencies. The statistics are alarming. According to the Federal Road Safety Corps, over 5,000 fatalities were recorded in road traffic accidents in 2023 alone. The figure underscores the urgency with which we must address transportation safety in Nigeria.
The 10th Ttansport Lecture featured 4 main presentations. The first of them was presented on behalf of the Director General and CEO of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, Engineer Bayero Sali Farah, who outlined a number of measures underlining the nexus between transportation and technology. The speaker listed the NITT's achievements so far to include an autogas plan for the country and the establishment of open conversion centers across the length and breadth of Nigeria, among others. He also disclosed plans for a pan-Nigerian transport data bank.
Let's look at transportation system in Nigeria. The road, which accounts for over 90% of all passenger and freight traffic. We also have the railway, we have the air, the maritime, and we've come to accept that pipeline is also part of transportation. The National Bureau of Statistics in 2018 said there were 11.8 million vehicles. Some of us believe it's more than this, but if you go to World Bank sites, this is the figure they will give you, and they will keep arguing with you that that is the figure. But they will not take the figure that we submit to them. 56% of these commercial vehicles, while 39 fall among private cars. Others fall into government-owned and state-owned vehicles. Nigeria topped the list of most traffic accident-related fatalities in Africa between January and March 2022. That's about 2 years ago. 3,335 road accidents occurred with 8,834 deaths. Those are figures that disturb the mind of an average road user in Nigeria. Nigeria is a highly mobile country, and we also need to do something seriously about how we move about. So, what is the state of public transport system in Nigeria? Transport is not limited to road, and the challenge we have is not only on road. The water transportation is also having its own challenges when it comes to safety. Every day we hear of one boat mishap somewhere or the other. The road, yes, if we are talking of road, generally we need to talk of safety. Which road that occupies 90%, then the bulk of the discussion will definitely be a road. Then rail. It's not as if we do not have issues of safety in rail too. The BRT buses in Lagos ran into the back of the train some time ago. And there is always one issue or the other. The air transportation is not left out. The NITT seriously considered this situation, and we caused a review of the scope, the structure, the methodology deployed in driver training in Nigeria. We've developed a new scope of training program that will suit the peculiar needs of the driver training in the country. We structured the training programs as identified above for different vehicle categories and various levels of delivery. The standard lines of driver instruction courses and driver conversion program that will meet the progression needs of the public sector employees. In the private sector, it's easy for a driver to become a logistics officer for the company. But in the public sector, there's no such progression. you remain a senior driver, and that would be just about it. But what we're saying here is that with additional training, it will also become transport officer, become more scheduled, and then become more committed in the work.
Transportation is the lifeblood of every modern economy. Its impact is far-reaching and its scope is dynamic, not only in regard to economic development and our livelihoods, but also with our lifestyles, our cultures, and the way we express ourselves and interact with others. Autoglobe Total Transport Program is the half-hour show that makes sense of all the issues and all the trends pertaining to the world of transportation. On Autoglobe, we understand that you are going somewhere. Watch Autoglobe every Monday afternoon at 2:30 p.m. and let's go places together. Only on this station. Autoglobe, a step ahead.
Welcome back. If you're just joining, this is Autoglobe Total Transport Program. Now, it is only natural that in a highly mobile country such as Nigeria, transportation carries both risk and opportunity. Describing transportation as a socio-economic enabler, the Assistant Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Mr. Clement Oladele, who spoke on behalf of the Corps Marshal DLW, asserted that there can be no progress without safety and listed the key impediments to a better safety environment in Nigeria to include inadequate infrastructure, overcrowded roadways, poor maintenance of facilities, and unregulated operators. He also went on to enumerate the ways in which the FRSC has gone about executing its mandate since its formal establishment in 1988.
According to the draft National Transportation Policy, there are about 5 modes of transportation that is available in Nigeria: waterways, air, road, pipelines, and rail. And there are potentials that we can get from it. According to NEWA, even though we have only about 10,000 kilometers of total waterways in the country, you can only navigate successfully on 3,800 kilometers. But the issue is that with the current on-stream coastal highway project by the federal government, it is a strategic opportunity for Nigeria to develop its water transportation system. And transport system, especially as we have seen from the samples of Lagos, it can help tremendously making sure that we reduce traffic congestion. Unfortunately, there are gaps also there. The air, we also know what are the issues. And this is where a big challenge is. According to the World Facts Book, while there are over 15,000 airports in the US alone, Nigeria has just 47 functional airports. But of course, we are still better than Chad, that has 42 airports. Then we also know the issue with the rail system and even the safety of the rail system. Then the pipelines, there are still gaps also in the pipeline because of insecurity. Last year with the previous year, we have done 22% reduction in road traffic crashes and also 21% reduction in number of people that died, and then 18% performance in the number of people that were injured from road traffic crashes.
Yeah, good to have you here. How does it feel? What's your name? Let's get to meet you. Let the audience meet you.
Okay, my name is Isi Divine Florence Obehi, a mechatronics technician.
Wow, you just heard from her, and today something happened. As you can see, she's holding an award. It's not easy to be recognized in the face of many. How does it feel for you as a woman to receive this kind of award?
Perfect. I'm so happy for what happened today. I really appreciate the hosts and I thank God for making this possible.
Okay, this is what you choose to do. If I may say in a simple English and language for the audience, she's a female mechanic. In our society, we've been seeing male mechanic, male, na man. But this time around, so what are the challenges you faced as a woman that chooses to be a mechanic?
One of the challenges is when somebody called your phone and he heard your voice, he said, I want to talk to your mechanic. Say, go on and say whatever you want to say. It's a woman voice I'm hearing, because they just feel it's only men that does the job. But it has not been easy. The complain, quarrel from, especially these our young guys that drives these days. But I'm able to the task. I'm really able to the task.
So now let's go back to that. One of the challenges that you said, when they call, the moment they hear a female's voice, how are you tackling it?
And when they ask, are you a mechanic? I'm talking to a woman, say, yes, I'm a mechanic. I'm not just a mechanic. I'm an automotive mechatronics technician. It's different from mechanic. So we deal on mechanical parts of the car, electrical parts of the car, and the electronics part of the car. So we are not ordinary mechanic.
So only you is doing about 3 things in a car?
Not just 3 things, almost everything.
Almost everything?
Yes.
Wow.
We spray, we do different things. Spraying. In fact, it's complete, auto complete.
So, spoken about the challenge, what joy do you have as a woman outstanding in the profession that is designated or designed for men alone? What joy? How do you feel?
It's a full joy. I'm fulfilled, I'm satisfied, and I'm complete. Doing what I have passion for. I have passion for it. And seeing me doing it, I'm so fulfilled and happy.
Earlier on, when I saw, when they say mechanic or auto, like the way you call it, I looked at your leg, fine nail, fine face. I've seen mechanics, they're always black. What is the secret behind your beautiful looks?
Okay, we don't work under the sun. It's a complete garage. We work under a shaded. It's a company well built and equipped with different kind of equipment. But at times, if I want to go into all these brake fluid job that I have to do tune-up and all the rest, you won't see this paint again.
All right, you're still talking to the lady mechanic herself. She's right here with me, and it's been magnificent that she stands out in the society doing what she does. And today, she received an award recognized for her hard work and her chosen path and her chosen career. So lastly, before you go, in the next few years, where should we expect to see you?
In the next few years, you expect to see me as one of the auto manufacturers in Nigeria. I want to manufacture my own car. I want to produce my own car. I want to be able to have a plant where you couple and manufacture vehicles. In the next few years, also with lubricants. Floritech wants to have their own factory where they produce lubricants.
All right, so one word, one advice for the female gender that chooses this part.
If ever you are thinking of choosing this part or you have chosen this part already, I will advise you stay put. Look at me today. I'm from no background, let me put it like that. But this job has taken me so many places that I know. Accounting, because I read accounting BSc before I choose to divert. Accounting wouldn't have taken me to where I am today. So if they are there, if you are there and you are doing auto, please stay fast, because that is the only job that brings honor. In fact, I cannot really explain fully on auto, but when you go through other career, auto is still the best. It gives you honor. It takes you to different places you wouldn't have been able to get to before now.
All right, you've heard from the Isi Divine herself, the CEO of Floritech, and she is advising the young female folks that if you chose this career or you chose this path, stick to it, stay on it, and you're going to become large. Like I'm going to say before we end today, the graveyards are filled with many men who never give their ability, responsibility. So today, wake up, thrive, strive, win, and become better at who you chose to be. God bless you. Stay put.
Thank you.
The lively paper presentations, which were received positively by members of the audience, were followed by an equally lively question and answer session in which members of the audience expressed concern or interest in a number of issues pertaining to the Nigerian transportation ecosystem.
So I noticed in all the presentations, something that I have noticed, but I don't know if the statistics hasn't taken it up to that level to get noticed, which is vandalism and theft of infrastructures, highway, rail, and airport infrastructure. We've seen even on the rehabilitated Third Mainland Bridge, the traffic cameras have been vandalized. On the highway, you find some places when you're traveling outside Lagos where people cut the road just because they want to sell their wares, so that cars can slow down, and all this also affects safety. If the street lights have been vandalized, you're traveling on the highway at night, you don't see potholes if there are any. Basically anything that's made of steel and things like that can be sold will always be vandalized. So it's just a question and observation that I noticed that as the statistics not got into that level yet.
It's a very serious concern to the government who spends the money to build the infrastructure. But it's not limited to Nigeria alone. It's everywhere. You'll be shocked what UK government spends to protect their transport facilities. The same goes for the US and all that. When the bandits struck with the train, there were immediate action. They put some soldiers there, they protected everything. Go to the same rail line now, you won't find any security man there. Because it's no longer an issue. They don't think it's worth it. At that time, we made a presentation to the Ministry of Transport that we should have what is called National Transport Infrastructure Guards. Their job will be to protect all transport infrastructure across the country. It's not done only in Nigeria, it's done everywhere. If you look at the money that was used to put this thing in place, securing them shouldn't be a distress or a less concern. We need to spend money to protect our infrastructure. And the National Transport Infrastructure Guard does that kind of a thing globally.
My major reason for being here is majorly because I'm interested in leveraging technology to ensure smooth operation in transportation system. And I worked on a project, like I said before you came in. We were looking at building a predictive model for road accidents. How we can leverage technology to do it. But we discovered we could not get any data for any data related to Nigerian accidents. I was able to reach out to a man in Ogun State Trace, but because of government issue, they were not able to release the data. We are eventually worked on another data from another country. We got the insights, but the reality was different. So we could not be able to, we could not even push the project out because we were short of data. Now I'm asking, you mentioned sensor while you were making your lecture, but I'm not talking of hardware technology now. How are you leveraging on software and emerging technology to be able to curb road accidents and also to prevent, to curb them and also to predict what will happen in the future? That's my question, sir.
We rebranded our website. Just go to www.fric.gov.ng. You will see all our annual reports in sequence. In fact, people were coming to us to ask for data. No, don't come. Even from abroad, just go to FRC website, go to reports. Under report, you see our data. We publish our data regularly. Then, if you still need, maybe the data you want it desegregated and you still need more information, you can approach our office, they'll give it to you. We don't hide data. Even when I was sector commander in the state, it's the same thing. We make everything to be open. We don't hide the data. Then you now talked about partnering with us using technology. Yes, everything is big on use of technology to drive its processes. There is I'm even happy, yes, NCAs that they've displayed their dashboards. That is for the past 10 years. That is why anybody that becomes core marshal of FRC, it's very easy for him to run the organization. Because every Tuesdays, the only, if I let me not say the only thing, the main thing they discuss, at least for the first 1-2 hours, is the dashboard. You just see the dashboard, you even see where the crashes are happening. You will take it to the route. You will know if Bonbon Road, if it is this, you will just see it. So with that, you can easily take decisions. And that's why we're making. I told you that in the last 3 weeks, you were here. You must have been reading it. I'm happy so many media men are here. You must have been seeing that. Oh, a crash happened. 23 people died. They were all burnt, roasted. I'm sure you but now, do you hear it again? You don't. Because immediately the thing happened, we're able to see it.
The 2024 edition of the Nigerian Transport Lecture also featured the presentation of a number of awards to individual and corporate industry players who have distinguished themselves in the past 1 year. Among them are Nexant Consulting, Julius Berger, Mr. Niya Digu, Chairman of the Association of Ground Handlers of Nigeria, Greenville Limited, Infinity Tires, the Kaduna Dry Port, Mr. Boye Ajayi of Toyota CFAO, Mikano Motors, Dr. Bayero Farah, Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, Mr. Joseph Oshanikwi, Director General CEO of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Mr. Dauda Biu, Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Isi Divine Florence Obehi, a Warri-based lady mechanic, First Systems Refinishes Limited, NACO Aviance Nigeria PLC, and Engineer Arisa, the Lagos Regional Manager of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC. The cutting of the cake to mark the 10th Annual Nigerian Transport Lecture and the vote of thanks
on the occasion was given by the Assistant Editor of Transport Day Media, Mr. Ignatius Ushe.
And that has been the show today on Autoglobe Total Transport Program. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me at this time next week on yet another very interesting edition of the show. Until then, this is Austin Inyang bidding you a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye and God bless.